Shout out to our sponsor, Movement Watches.
Get multiple watches in one with bands you could switch out for a whole new look. Because who needs to buy a whole new watch for every occasion?
Get 15% off your entire purchase at mvmtwatches.com/theknow. Welcome to The Know. I'm Ashley Jenkins.
I'm Mica Burton.
What do some of the year's biggest AAA games and GameStop have in common? Well, neither of them are doing particularly well this fall.
Whoops. And
Who knew?
Yet another bad quarter for the massive video game retailer GameStop is now blaming one title's underperformance in particular for its poor sales. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
Ah, the internet's favorite hate object. This news comes from GameStop's just posted quarterly earnings report following a call yesterday with investors. In that call, they revealed that overall revenue was down 3% from the same quarter last year, but more importantly, new software sales were down nearly 10%, which is kind of surprising considering that's when most of the year's games are released.
That jives pretty well with reports from around the industry that, for some reason, people just aren't buying some of 2016's fall blockbusters. In the last couple of weeks, we've learned that Titanfall 2, Watch Dogs 2, Dishonored 2, Gears of War 4, and Infinite Warfare have all taken a hit compared to previous entries.
And according to GameStop, Infinite Warfare is the one that really screwed them over. Management said during the call that this year's Call of Duty entry did a fair bit worse than they had projected, which has contributed to those slumping software sales.
Press X to get burned. Eek. Typically, they make those projections based on how comparable titles have done in the years prior. So that means Infinite Warfare is selling significantly worse than Black Ops 3 did in 2015, which is something we've also heard out of the UK. A couple of weeks back, UK retail watchdog GfK Chart Track reported that Infinite Warfare's week 1 physical sales were down 48% compared to Black Ops 3's.
That's a lot of percents.
That's a lot of percents!
GameStop didn't give any specific details about how bad Infinite Warfare is doing at retail, but there are some other telling signs about the game's underperformance. Like the fact that GameStop is offering a new promotion this week where they'll give you the game for $1 if you trade in one of 20 titles, which generally speaking isn't something you do when a game is selling well.
You know, just it seems kind of like a bad omen. Those titles include more notable high-profile games like Battlefield 1, Dishonored 2, Skyrim Special Edition, Titanfall 2, and Watch Dogs 2, but also has some head-scratchers like World of Final Fantasy, Farming Simulator 17, Dragon Quest Builders, and WWE 2K17. That means they've got a ridiculous surplus of new Infinite Warfare copies on shelves, and any of those other 20 would be preferable for the retailer. If you're really interested in taking advantage of it, that promotion ends today, by the way.
Well, so get right down to your GameStop and get your dollar Call of Duties.
Take your farming simulator with you.
Now, we should be clear here. An underperforming Infinite Warfare is still probably doing decent numbers for GameStop because Call of Duty sales are typically bananas, and GameStop probably isn't being entirely genuine here because their sales have been down consistently before this quarter anyway. They can blame Call of Duty, and yes, it is selling worse than the last entry in the series did. However, it's not like it's the only thing that's disappointing for them.
But come on, everybody needs a good scapegoat, am I right?
Right.
Their recently published Q2 earnings report covering the quarter that ended in July showed that their sales were down for that period as well. Overall, global revenue was down 7% compared to the same quarter in 2015, with even used game sales falling short of their projections.
So Q3's new report isn't that different from what they've already been doing in the past. They just had a better scapegoat in Infinite Warfare. In fact, this isn't the first time they tried to blame a game for the lackluster business period. They've done it before.
Back in fall of 2015, they laid similar blame at the feet of 3 separate titles: Star Wars Battlefront, Halo 5, and Assassin's Creed Syndicate. The last 2 games on the list aren't all that shocking, but Battlefront went on to sell 14 million copies.
That's still a lot of copies.
It's a lot of millions, guys. EA even launched back at GameStop after that story went public, saying everything was on target with what they'd always believed and sales were just fine.
Although they never said what they had expected specifically. So it's kind of like with Activision saying, no, Call of Duty sales are what we projected. Won't get to tell you what we projected, but it's definitely within them.
It's fine, guys. Just believe us. It's
right.
fine.
So while it's probably true that Infinite Warfare and other titles that are 360 no-scope and GameStop sales numbers, it's also a sign that Frankly, more people are moving to digital purchases every year, and GameStop is failing to adjust their model. Analyst Superdata predicts that out of $40 billion in sales generated throughout the 2016 holiday season, more than 55% of those are going to digital, a number that's steadily growing.
There are more than likely warning signs about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Pre-orders for the game were reportedly down quite a bit compared to Black Ops 3, for instance. But on top of that, there are other games selling far better than anybody predicted. Battlefield 1's projections increased up to 16 million after that game launched, and well, Skyrim Special Edition is one of Bethesda's best launches ever!
Because why release a new game when you can just re-release a game?
It works!
Yeah, GameStop even said that Pokemon Sun and Moon did way better than they expected. So good, actually, that it's the most pre-ordered game the retailer has had in the last 5 years. So all in all, it's a little bit silly to leave the problems of the physical games business all at the feet of one specific game, even if that game is suffering at retail. Especially since history seems to keep repeating itself every single quarter, and there isn't a Call of Duty game to blame every quarter.
Yeah, but no, Call of Duty is killing GameStop. Oh no.
No, just physical sales. And I get it, everyone's going digital. The fact that PC has moved almost entirely digital has probably hamstrung a lot of retailers.
Yeah.
Amazon has just announced that they're taking used games now, or they're doing like a whole used games business, and that's gonna just chew into GameStop's lunch even more because that's now like their main thing,
And
right?
who needs to go outside when Amazon delivers it to your door?
Right.
What do you guys think of all GameStop blaming its problems on Call of Duty Infinite Warfare? Will they end up like Blockbuster? Will it be GameStop and Blockbuster holding hands in the afterlife?
Oh, no.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, and for future updates on the business of the gaming industry, because that's always a fun time, like this video and subscribe to The Know. Thanks to Movement Watches for sponsoring this update.
Movement watches are made with versatility in mind because you don't want to buy a new watch for every occasion.
Nah, this way if you're wearing brown shoes, you can switch out your metal band for a brown leather band, and bam, it's like a new watch.
Bam!
In fact, I've got this is a black watch face with rose gold, and I've got a black leather band. But I saw Barb has a similar watch, and she has a full rose gold band, and I think I'm gonna order one. It's like faceless.
See, I like this one. It's like pink and rose gold, so it's kind of adult, but kind of I feel like a kid.
It's very
I'm young.
ladylike.
It's very ladylike. I like it. It's nice.
Watches start at $95, but you can get 15% off your entire purchase when you go to mbmtwatches.com/theknow. It is the holidays, so if you want to get a gift for someone, great gift idea.
There you go.